Avalanche value equivalent to $28.3330 a coin. The present exchange cost range, $28.059 $28.8665. The earlier day close, $28.7972. The change was 0.4642, 1.61%. Converse rate, US to Avax. Dollar to Avalanche gauge for October 2024. At the outset cost at 0.052 coins. Excessive costs are 0.055, while lows and 0.048. Be arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.052. The US to Avax conjecture toward the month's end 0.051. Change for October 1.9%. US to Avax expectation for November 2024. At the outset cost at 0.051 coins. Excessive costs of 0.065, while lows and 0.051. The arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.057. The US to Avax conjecture toward the month's ends of 0.061. Change for November 19th. 6%. Dollar to Avalanche conjecture for December 2024. To start with cost at 0.61 coins. Exorbitant costs of 0.061, while lows and 0.049. They found the middle value of cost of 0.056. The US to Avax gauge toward the month's ends at 0.052. Change for December 14.8%. US to Avax expectation for January 2025. In the first place cost at 0.052 coins. Exorbitant costs are 0.052, while lows and 0.042. They found the middle value of costs of 0.048. The US to Avax gauge toward the month's ends of 0.045. Change for January 13.5%. Dollar to Avalanche gauge for February 2025. At the outset cost at 0.045 coins. Excessive cost 0.047, while lows and 0.041. The arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.044. The US to Avax conjecture toward the month's ends at 0.043. Change for February 4.4%. US to Avax expectation for WARC 2025. Initially cost at 0.043 coins. Excessive costs are 0.043, while lows and 0.035. The arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.040. The US to Avax figure toward the month's ends at 0.037. Change for spring 14.0%. Dollar to Avalanche figure for April 2025. First and foremost cost at 0.037 coins. Exorbitant costs of 0.037, while lows and 0.030. They found the middle value of cost of 0.034. The US to Avax estimate toward the month's ends at 0.032. Change for April 13.5%. US to Avax expectation for May 2025. At the outset cost at 0.32 coins. Excessive costs at 0.32, while lows and 0.026. The arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.030. The US to Avax conjecture toward the month's ends at 0.028. Change for May 12.5%. Dollar to Avalanche conjecture for June 2025. Initially cost at 0.028 coins. Excessive costs at 0.029, while lows and 0.026. The arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.028. The US to Avax figure toward the month's ends at 0.027. Change for June 3.6%. US to Avax expectation for July 2025. Before all else cost at 0.27 coins. Excessive costs of 0.028, while lows and 0.025. The arrived at the midpoint of costs of 0.027. The US to Avax conjecture toward the month's ends at 0.026. Change for July 3.7%. Dollar to Avalanche gauge for August 2025. To start with cost at 0.026 coins. Excessive costs at 0.028, while lows and 0.024. The arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.026. The US to Avax conjecture toward the month's ends of 0.026. Change for August 0.0%. US to Avax expectation for September 2025. At the outset cost at 0.026 coins. Excessive costs at 0.028, while lows at 0.024. The arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.026. The US to Avax conjecture toward the month's ends are 0.026. Change for September's at 0.0%. Dollar to Avalanche estimate for October 2025. In the first place cost at 0.026 coins. Exorbitant costs at 0.027, while lows at 0.023. The found the middle value of costs at 0.025. The US to Avax gauge toward the month's ends at 0.025. Change for October 3.8%. US to Avax expectation for November 2025. In the first place, cost at 0.025 coins. Exorbitant costs at 0.026, while lows at 0.023. The found the middle value of costs at 0.025. The US to Avax gauge toward the month's ends at 0.024. Change for November 4%. Dollar to Avalanche estimate for December 2025. At the outset, cost at 0.024 coins. Excessive costs at 0.025, while lows at 0.022. The arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.024. The US to Avax conjecture toward the month's ends at 0.024. Change for December's at 0.0%. US to Avax expectation for January 2026. Initially cost at 0.024 coins. Excessive costs at 0.029, while lows at 0.024. The arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.026. The US to Avax figure toward the month's ends at 0.027. Change for January 12th. 5%. Dollar to Avalanche estimate for February 2026. At the outset, cost at 0.027 coins. Excessive costs at 0.027, while lows at 0.022. The arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.025. The US to Avax conjecture toward the month's ends at 0.023. Change for February 14.8%. US to Avax expectation for Walk 2026. Initially cost at 0.023 coins. Excessive costs at 0.030, while lows at 0.023. The arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.026. The US to Avax figure toward the month's ends at 0.028. Change for spring 21.7%. Dollar to Avalanche conjecture for April 2026. To start with, cost at 0.028 coins. Exorbitant costs at 0.036, while lows at 0.028. The found the middle value of costs at 0.031. The US to Avax estimate toward the month's ends at 0.033. Change for April 17th. 9%. US to Avax expectation for May 2026. Before all else, cost at 0.33 coins. Excessive costs at 0.033, while lows at 0.028. The arrived at the midpoint of costs at 0.031. The US to Avax figure toward the month's end 0.030, change for May 9.1%. Dollar to Avalanche figure for June 2026. To start with, cost at 0.3 coins. Exorbitant costs at 0.035, while lows at 0.030. They found the middle value of costs at 0.032. The US to Avax gauge toward the month's end 0.033, change for June 10th.